Truck fans, welcome back to another edition of Brownie Points. Brownie, as always, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Another week means another theme practice today. Brownie, what do we have going on today?
NFL in honor of the Super Bowl. Guys got to wear their favorite team.
Game was a bit of a downer. Did you watch it?
I love the strategy of defense. So, I mean, everybody thinks I'm an offensive guy, but I actually love defense in the football. So.
6 rings now open to the question. Is Tom Brady the GOAT?
No doubt.
Thank you. Good answer. Switching focus to baseball this weekend. Opener Thursday at 6 p.m. Sunshine State Conference gets going against Barry. Brownie, how exciting is that? But also stressful at the same time. Week 2, we're already right into SSC play.
I like where our club's at, going into conference play. I think that it's difficult to be playing in this position, but, that you got to play the schedule that you have ahead of you. And, no matter what opponent we would have brought in, we like challenging ourselves early, so I think that this is a great challenge for us.
Schedule slides up to Thursday. Does that adjust your schedule, your kind of mindset at all during the week?
Well, I think that our preparation days are different. We get more into our walkthrough day earlier. I think that we have a lot of stuff to work on. So at this point in the season, we tried to take advantage of our first 2 days of the week on Monday and Tuesday. But now today we're in more of a walkthrough. Backtrack
to last weekend. Tusculum and Catawba, 2 quality wins. What did you learn most about your team on the opening weekend? Well,
I thought there was resiliency. Being able to come back is a great thing. I really like the way we swung the bats. And even in the Catawba game, we scored 10 runs, obviously, in the end. But I think that we had 4 flyouts at the track. I thought 6 doubles is a great number for us, and the way we ran the bases. So I was really excited to learn that. And then on Friday night, we had one with more of the long ball, more of the power. And I think that that's something where you're going to see that we have multiple ways that we can play.
Big offensive numbers put up last weekend, especially from Andrew Lebowski. How big is it to get him jump-started here early on in the year for his confidence especially?
Well, he did it again. He did it last year too. I mean, he seems to be an opening weekend type terror. And I think that Lebo's really come into his own as a player. He's developed. I really like what he brings, and I think if you look at our lineup, I mean, that's our 7 and 8 hole were really, really effective last weekend. And so Mikey Rojas had a great weekend, and Lebo had a great weekend. And I think that we're able to stretch our lineup. I think that we can be very dangerous because pitchers can't really relax in our lineup.
Talk more about that lineup. You mentioned Mikey Rojas hitting in the 8 hole last week, had Sammy in the 6. I think the depth of the bench, even with guys like Jeff Sear as well, how big of an advantage is that? You can kind of plug and play and get more matchup-based at bats.
Yeah, I think that from a strategy standpoint, I think that we like to have a dynamic offense, and I think that the offenses that we're rolling out right now are dynamic. I think looking at Brian Diaz in the 9 hole is a very effective player. Daniel Ursari making a start in the 9 hole. That guy's going to be a really good offensive player for years to come in this league. And so I look at what we're able to do. I think that we're able to mix and match. Yes, when we need to, if we need to make defensive replacements, we have that ability because I really believe in this roster is a really fun roster, and it's even on the pitching staff. You saw us get a lot of guys reps that were called into situations where they were able to perform. That I think that they're going to be used optimally in certain situations, and I think that we were able to showcase that a little bit. Now this week going into 3 games, I think that where our lineup and the dynamic part of it and the depth is going to come into play is really when you get not only into conference play but when you get into the doubleheaders.
I thought the bullpen was very impressive last week. Guys like Nate Campbell, Gil Torres. Who can we pinpoint maybe to see more innings earning bigger roles here moving forward?
I think that you've got Nate Campbell, you're going to see come into his own here. He's a freshman, but, man, he's got really good confidence on the mound. He understands and he gives us a chance to win. I think you're going to see guys like not only Gil Torres, but Matt Sellers, Gabe Rodriguez. In the coming weeks, we have a 5-game stretch that we got to play in 5 days. And I think that that's going to be a situation where we're going to call on more guys to be able to throw. And then we have other guys that are going to be making their debut down the road. Guys coming back, such as like Devin Meyer and Kyle Kilborn. So guys that we count on and have counted on for years. I think that we're going to see this pitching staff has a lot of ability.
Perry comes in here Thursday night, as I mentioned. They actually faced Tusculum as well last Friday. What have you seen from them? What do you expect to see this weekend?
We don't know much. I mean, they're always a well-coached ball club, and they come in here with you know, a lot of expectations going into the season. I think last year we caught them in the last weekend of the season where that's a little bit of a different dynamic for where we were, you know, preparing for a regional and stuff. Now we're just all fighting to get position. So I think that's going to be a rivalry like we've always had with Barry, and I think it's a lot of fun, and really glad we're going to be here in the Shark Tank with all this fan support coming out.
That's right. Well, good luck this weekend, Brownie. As you mentioned, Shark Tank, Thursday night, 6 p.m. Also got matchups Friday at 6 and Saturday at 1. If you're not out here, tune in on NSUSharks.com or follow along at NSU_baseball.